it was splintered in there and they had to put a lot of stuff back together. And it's just been a slow recovery.
Okay.
In the midst of it, and it was a blessing, don't get me wrong, but our youngest grandson and his girlfriend said, can we come spend the summer with you?
This summer, not a week.
Not a week. They were here from late May to early August. So that didn't stop, it didn't stall her progress, but it became slower as a result of that. She was always sort of worried about
I was doing something and
doing
organizing.
something for them, fixing dinner for 4 instead of dinner for 2, which is twice the chopping. And
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
her back got out of, as a result of the surgery, she slept sitting up for 2 months. And it's got her back, her lower back, her lumbar, L3, L4 got sort of out of whack, so her back sort of got out of whack. And all the, believe it or not, all the chopping, fixing dinner, somehow aggravated her back too. So it was just
It's a gauntlet, huh?
it's a gauntlet. It's a
Does
good
she
word.
work off a mat in the kitchen, not off a hard floor?
We have a rug, yeah.
But even a mat, a cushion mat. This is,
Oh, really?
yes, they sell them. Thank you, George.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we've had them.
You've had that.
Oh, and that helps with,
It
Softens
well, what the doctor told her to actually get up and put her knees and legs up against the cat, with George's heavy duty stuff we're talking about. Put up against the.
you never know, it might help us.
To help her
Yeah.
align and,
Oh, because it shifts the angle
yeah.
of your lower back doing
Yeah.
that.
Anyway, she's doing much better.
Okay,
So what are you going through? Tell us.
I'm going through probably a knee replacement, a hip replacement, and stenosis on the left side. So I'm going to see the surgeon, right? It's been pretty crazy.
So it's all left.
It's all right side for the knee and the hip. And the stenosis, which is pretty severe on the left side, the nurse coming out of the spinal canal, the one thing to the left side. It's all age for me, because I had no trauma. I never was asked something about injury, and just the way it all kind of came together. And I went on some opioids, and they just didn't work for me. They made me stop.
Hey, good morning. Welcome.
Yeah, well, I've got a dear lifetime friend that's getting a new hip
Oh, I think
Thursday. They did great.
her hips aren't bad. I have my left hip. Anybody here replace them?
Not
Hips
yet.
are pretty straightforward. You
Okay.
can really well nowadays. Yeah, they really are nowadays. You're right. And full hip because it really is the femur. But we'll see. I mean, I have a mantra. It's not like it. Just push through. That's my mantra.
How you doing, Tyler?
What are we waiting for? Ann and
Ashley,
Tired.
you
Ashley.
look tired today. What's up?
Been about 3 weeks, sinus and cold.
Oh,
Is it the time of year, like allergies, or just the way it is?
It was just deadly 3 or 4 weeks ago. Just deadly
Can't get over it.
stopped up and just sleepy. Like I came home on Saturday, went to bed at 8:30, woke up at 8:30 the next morning, got on the recliner, fell asleep.
Jeez.
body's fighting something.
It depends, it could be 8 hours or it could be 15 hours.
It doesn't matter, you can't get a rest. You don't get rested.
Comes and goes.
Have you had your blood checked?
My blood got,
No, blood checked. Get a blood test.
yeah.
You've had that?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, well, that's a good thing.
Go back and another week and get another shot, and, but it's just crazy how it's just,
What kind of shot? Oh, we can,
That's
it's
flu.
it's 2 minutes to 9.
Oh, flu shot.
fluid.
Oh, yeah, I'll get that. I wait till October for that. Okay.
And say that weather is,
I gonna be a lost Saturday.
Well, we got a puncher's chance.
It's me.
She's probably right.
Where's the agenda? Just picked it up, didn't I?
Never know.
All right, so. This is, we know what this is. Okay. We'll go to 9:02 on the clock. I'll use my clock. Give Ann and Ashley time to get here.
Oop.
Then we'll get started. I don't think we'll be long today. But all right, so that's that. I got some good stuff to report on.
He's gonna go through the gate. He's hesitating.
He's thinking about it, right? He's looking at the height, right? Let's see. No, I think he's going left, is he?
Yeah,
Good, smart.
I saw somebody that had two bicycles on top of their car. And they drove up to the gate, and you could see them slam on brakes because, the bikes were standing up on the rack. And somebody got out and, they're like looking at, they stopped just short of the gate. It's like,
Okay.
it was good to check. I think they were going to clear, but we were going the other way, so I had to wait for
Yeah.
them. It's like, yeah, last thing you want to do is lose your bicycle. I think the gate would have wanted the
Announcement,
bicycles.
okay. This is the agenda. Okay, fine. Tree City Board.
The gate wins over a U-Haul truck, I'll tell you.
Okay. Okay.
Matter of time, it's gonna come down.
Oh, yeah, somebody's gonna hit it.
Okay.
Annual event.
Okay. Wait till 9:02. I think that's proper. 9:02, 9:03. Ashley.
Or we can, yeah.
We have a form, a quorum, so I think we're good to move on that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 out of 7. Yeah, that's a quorum. All right, we'll give it to 9:03. One more minute, and then we'll get started.
Are we Zooming today or not?
I don't even know. I have no idea. Is there anything I need to do? No. Maybe it's being recorded. I don't know. Okay. All right, so let's get started. So I'm going to call the meeting to order, and good morning, everybody, and welcome to the September meeting of the Monterey Tree Board. It's September the 9th, and it is 9 a.m. Okay, all right, so let's get started with a moment of silence, please. Thank you. Okay, the minutes were posted on the town website, if you had a chance to look at them. It's actually the August meeting, sorry, that's a typo on my part. If you had a chance to read them, and any additions or corrections?
Looked fine to me.
Okay, all right, fine.
I move to approve.
Okay.
Second.
Okay, thank you. Okay, it's been moved and second to approve the August minutes. It's a typo on my part. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Okay, all those opposed? Okay, minutes are approved. Okay, oh, those are the minutes. There we go, sorry. There we go. All right, so we'll get into some old business. Let's start with Ann, who is not here. I know she's been busy, and I know she's working on the Arbor Day. So we will pass on that. If she shows up, we'll come back to that.
It is online.
It is online. Okay, thank you. All right, I will smile. Okay, Elizabeth, you're here, and you have a lot to talk about, so why don't we start with the treasure tree map that you've updated?
Yes, Angie made copies of sorry, Angie made copies of the treasure tree map, which is actually in color. There's a QR code that would take you to an online version. It's a Google map with pins. And there's a lot of people who are more tech savvy now. But for those who want, on the back, there's some summary information. And Nancy Midget at the Presbyterian Heritage Center was kind enough to go through and use she has experience as an editor, so she edited it closely and tried to get the history a little closer to being accurate. So it would be a color brochure that then we could post. Jason and Nancy have both said that they're willing to lead a walk, so that would be the history and the nature. The previous one, I think, focused a whole lot on history, but since it says it's a treasure tree map, it seemed like having some sort of tree information was good. So most of the entries have something about a tree. Some was already there, and some is thanks to Google. And then also some various historical facts about the valley. The online information, so if you clicked on all the buttons, you would see, this is the information that you would see. When you click on the first tree, the first information would pop up. When you click on the second, when you get the second. So it's a Google map, so like in your other Google Maps, there's a picture of, sometimes when you're on Google Map, you click on some establishment, and you get a photo, and then you get about and reviews. So it's similar to that. So there's actually a photo of each tree and then information. And so if anyone on the tree board or adjacent to the tree board, like George, who has more tree knowledge, wants to change any of the information about the trees, or if someone sees something that's incorrect historically or the miscellaneous periods, I don't care. I welcome any edits. It's easy to keep changing this. This can be dynamic. Once we start printing flyers, we're kind of stuck with what's on the flyer. But anyway, so hopefully, possibly in the fall, during the summer, Jason had expressed interest of doing some fall walks. And so one option would be to try to do a treasure tree walk at some point in the fall. It's basically up and down Assembly Drive. Right. The other option is something that Ann and I can talk over, George, with the plant sale in the spring. They're not mutually exclusive.
Okay.
Direction.
I'll have some questions. Anybody have any questions for Elizabeth?
Looks good.
Okay. So, thank you for all the hard work, as always.
And then
as
at some point, I guess the treasured trees are somewhat owned by the Swannanoa Valley Tree Alliance, or that program is, or I don't quite understand. But our old 2024 version that goes across the now non-existent bridges is posted online, and I may follow up with them to get them to pull that down, because it has things like, this tree is next to Ron and Ann Vincent's house, which they may not want their name associated on the Swannanoa tree site on the map, and there's other people living people that are identified on that map that we may want to just pull down. The fact that it's next to a certain address, I think, is better than having that kind of stuff. And that map is also impossible to follow since those bridges don't exist.
Right.
So.
Anybody have any questions? Okay, I have a few questions. So,
Sure.
You talked about the brochures, and they're going to be colored brochures. Is that, there going to be a cost to us to produce those brochures?
I was thinking of printing just a few, because you could post one on the Nature Center, and then people can point their phone. You can print the front and the back, and then people can either take a photo of it if they want to read it. They can, the Presbyterian Heritage Center, they already have a flyer about Tour of Stones that they have.
Right.
They have. The Swannanoa Valleys is much more extensive.
Right.
MRA has a Montreat Outdoors.
Right.
So if the inn or someone wants to have these available to folks, then I think you can either post a copy, people take a photo, you can use the QR code. I don't know that the tree board has an obligation to make however many copies, or if the town could facilitate that. I haven't looked into how to do that.
Now, I like your idea that maybe make a few copies, because I know even outside the door here, there are a number of brochures about the town. somebody just wants to walk by, there's a walking tour and things like that. So we can talk about that. Colored copies, I don't know if we can do colored copies here or not, in the office.
Yeah,
I know what they cost at a UPS store, but
Yeah.
I'll investigate that. But
yeah.
but
or,
the
you
QR
know,
code is a big thing today, that's true. And, okay.
Yeah, and we can certainly leave them as, you know, the ones for people, you can leave them as black and white and
Yeah.
just have one that's, you know, I don't know. There's probably a number of ways to do that.
I know during the summertime, they keep brochures in this little gatehouse. It's very popular because I
This-
get calls all through the summer, Eddie, you have any more brochures? You have any more brochures?
Yeah.
So that's popular. And I know at the hotel, they make their own copies. I've given them one or two color copies, and they do their own copies and make them as needed. It's one of the more popular walks, but with this updated information, it's going to become more and more popular. So thank you for all that. That's a lot of hard work. As far as, let me answer the question about who owns the trees. Swanano Valley Tree Alliance does not own the trees.
They don't own this program?
They're strictly a program thing, okay?
Okay.
They're the ones who came in, identified, they walked the town with us, and they identified those trees and met their criteria, not mine or the tree board's, it's their criteria. Okay, they produced the plaques. We paid for the plaques through donations, and that's about their involvement in it. Yes.
I don't think mine's working, but the Heritage Center is kind of the seat for the beginning of any tour of Monterey that
Okay.
they have during Rhodes Scholars and stuff.
Right.
And I know we have a rack up there where a trifold could go. If
Okay.
we wanted to put some of these up there next to the Monterey tour, walking tour brochures.
Okay,
I mean, I'll be happy to fold them.
yeah,
That's no
okay,
big deal.
okay. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, if we need to put it down.
Okay. I know last year was when we first started this program, the first tour was strictly kind of an introduction. It wasn't as extensive as you made it, and thank you for that. It was more or less just an introduction, and it was actually held during, I think, the plant sale, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
But now we're on our own, is really what you're saying, which is nice.
Yeah, so at least you know, and it's obviously, it's a living document, it can be
Right.
updated, it can be changed.
Right.
But yeah, the plant sale is a good time to do it. A number of people said, oh, I missed that walk, we'd love to do it again. And I don't know if it's for the history or the fellowship or the trees, or
Did I-
all of the above.
Yeah, this program's growing. And what I like about what we're doing at the tree board is a lot of things we're doing are not one-and-done deals. Whether it's this treasure tree or the hemlock preservation is going to continue on, and I've got some things here for future consideration. Did I give you the Hemlock Grove that got dedicated about a month ago? Is that on the list?
It is not on the list,
Okay,
but
I'll
we can
get that
add
to
it.
you. It's actually on private property, and I'll give it to you. It's a grove of hemlock trees that got a plaque put up about 6 weeks ago by the Swanano Valley Tree Alliance.
Oh,
Yeah, it's
great.
over 110 years old, Hemlock Grove, not just one tree. I'll get it. All right, thank you for all that hard work. Any other questions at this point? Okay. So Ann, you want to share anything with any upcoming things with the Arbor Day?
Yeah, and I'm sorry, I talked with Jason Nance yesterday and told him I had seen Elizabeth on Sunday, and we talked about some rough ideas. He has no problem doing a tree tour. I know he mentioned that to you. He said the problem he's having is time. Because obviously the weekend is about the best time for a public tour. He said he's freer during the week. One thing that's going to happen in October is he'll be going just to 20 hours a week. He will no longer be working full-time. So he and I are going to stay in touch. Nothing was decided. He is happy for us to be able to put this signage and maybe the signage on the hemlocks that we had at the cottagers meeting, have some of those displays down there to kind of spread the word. And happy to work with us. I'd love to be able to get location chestnut trees that have survived, not all of them have survived, obviously, as we all know. And the best looking one down in Northfield is actually diseased. But it's, I mean, we knew that, it was a risk we took. So, you know, I think we've got a resource there if we can make it work for him and for us.
Yeah, okay.
Because I'd really like to have something done for Arbor Day so we could get our Tree City USA certification.
We're going to talk about that today as well, the Tree City application. Did you have a date in mind for Arbor Day yet? A specific day?
No, because I didn't know, I've been offered a list for the, with Kathy Putnam, and
So-
Liz is going to call me and let me know at the next meeting.
So is this do we need to do something in 2024, or is this for 2025? I mean, 2025 or 2026? I'm obviously,
This would be for 2025.
so we need to do something in this calendar year.
Yes, and I
Because we can,
I would just check and see if there's something in here on Arbor Day. I believe in September, the portal for the Arbor Day Tree City USA certification has opened.
I have the information here, which we'll talk about.
Okay.
Gene Norris forwarded it to me because it was going
Okay.
to Brad of blessed memory, and I'll
But-
talk about that.
But they only limit access to that application.
Right,
I think in September, October, November.
yeah, okay.
So we can get into there, and it's been several years since I've seen what's required, and they do change things every
Yeah, I got a
so often.
long email here from the person in charge, which we'll talk about,
That will
okay.
help us see if we-
All right, so we'll see what our requirement is, and we'll have to work with it. If we have to do something by a certain date, we're going to have to do it. And we'll do it, whatever it takes, a 1-hour program at the post office.
Yeah,
We'll see
for-
what the parameters are.
yeah, for what it's worth, during the summer, the public hikes were always on Tuesday, and I think Nancy said if we're doing a Nancy Jason treasured tree walk to kind of check that Arbor Day box thing too, she's more available during the week, and it matches to do it on a Tuesday because that's when the public hikes were. And the history walk that they did during the summer, I want to say there were like 30 people that
Yeah,
showed
that's
up.
beautiful. Yeah, that's
I mean,
great.
granted, some of them were conferees, but some of them, I went on it, some of us were Valley people. Anybody counts. So
Yeah.
whoever's here, you know, it doesn't.
Okay, good. So what I hear is we're going to plan an Arbor Day based on our requirements,
Yeah,
which
I
we
think
will find out within a day or two of that.
I'll need to take a look at it.
Okay.
And then I can figure it out.
Great.
I'll work with it.
Okay, good. And then I hear,
Yeah, and then we'll coordinate.
and then we're going to do a plan a treasure tree walk. Is that correct?
Yeah, if that
Okay,
check- if
good.
that
So
checks
that's
the
two nice
box, then-
activities. Okay, great. Okay, good. Fine. All right. All right. Any questions for Elizabeth on the Arbor Day? Okay. Okay, good. Thank you. All right. Ashley isn't here, unless anybody here wants to update the Hemlock project. Other than, I know it's a continuing thing, and she spoke at the land care meeting, which I attended, about there's somebody made a contribution to take care of 15 trees, something like that.
Yeah, one of the
It's active.
commercial companies is donating the treatment of 15 trees.
Okay.
Basically, so that's,
All right.
which is, they're complex tree, they're the larger and harder to treat trees, so it's a
Right.
big deal.
Okay.
I wanted to flag, Tom Widmer said that his neighbor has hemlocks that need treated, so at some point,
Yeah.
I don't know how we do, work with the tree surveys or whatever for where our town-owned hemlocks. I didn't know it because it predates this level of involvement, but Tom has said that everything, the path along Assembly Drive, the paved asphalt path, everything between that path and the street is the town's responsibility, that it was part of the deal when that path was put in. And so these are hemlocks that are on, between the path and Assembly.
Right.
Which we didn't go to that side of Assembly because we didn't know if, in the past April treatment, we didn't know if those were private owners' land or town land or whatever. So at some point, we just need to be sure that Ashley knows that, anyway, Tom, his neighbor flagged some trees. So they're somewhere up there across from Texas Road Extension.
Okay.
If she goes to the website, I believe the tree management guide is still posted.
I was going to get into that. but-
There is, the
Yes,
tree
yeah.
guide is still, it's under land care.
Oh, okay.
But-
The tree guide is, in each version of it, there are maps condition was, some of them obviously to come down or been taken care of. So that might be something we could let her know, that just to find out what is in the town.
Okay, I'll make her aware of that. It's on the website.
And there were two.
Tree
places
guide.
at the inventory.
Okay. Okay, thank you. All right, so, and I do know that we talked about this, and we'll have to finalize it. We were going to make since we've done all the homework about what needs treated and how it's to be treated, and people may want to treat the hemlocks on their own property, we as a town are not allowed to recommend a specific vendor. Okay, I know that for a fact, but we can let the town know in general, if you are interested in having your hemlocks checked, we can make, like I've done it, when I had some trees cut, the preferred vendors that they keep here in town, and it's up to the homeowner to decide who they want to use. So I think that'd be a nice service to offer the homeowners. We can't tell you to use this person, we can only tell you here's 2 or 3 or whatever people, but we will come by. And I think Ashley, she's certified now in the state of North Carolina, as well as Georgia. So that's going to be a nice service for the tree board to offer the residents.
And I think
Okay.
that would be something that would be good for her to
Yes,
draw up a list.
right, she's,
of vendors
yeah,
and
right.
Have that for our.
Right. Okay, yeah, that'd be another nice thing. Okay, it's all coming together.
And part of that is coming out.
Absolutely,
Is
excellent.
she on her way? I see you.
Okay, so that's the story with Ashley. I was going to talk about the chestnut, which I've done some work on, and I will maybe come back to that later, so we'll skip over that. All right, so we'll skip over a few of these things, and I'll come back and maybe do the last presentation. Tyler, anything on the inventory? How are things in town?
Pretty much good. A lot of trees that need to be taken down, but they're too big for what the town has. And they're just waiting for the,
Money?
FEMA,
Right.
whatever, to bring in their crew and equipment to be able to get a lot of the trees that are basically from the gate to the lake and
Right.
get the creek area cleaned out, but just a matter of whenever the
Right.
engineer of FEMA to come up and start, but other than that, there's really no dead trees that are endangered or
Okay, great.
anything like that.
Okay, that's good to hear that. Nice short report, which is probably, that's progress. Any questions for Tyler? Okay, and I see the Public Works Department is not here today, so they're out working, so if anybody have any specific questions for them, let me know, and I can communicate that to Barry. Okay, Commissioner Blake, any updates from the town?
Not
Specific-
really. Last month, I indicated we thought the first couple of road projects that we approved would be starting last month. They didn't, but hopefully they'll get started this month. Nothing runs quite as quickly as it should. We've got a town meeting this Thursday. Also, in early October, have a meeting that's going to be organized to talk about bears.
Bears, lots of them.
And I think we had a good summer in the sense of, I think the town managed our garbage for the most part much better than last year, than 2024. 25 is definite improvement, but we still got lots of bears. And we got to keep at it. We can't just throw our hands up and say, but we've got to keep at it. And so this meeting will be talking about it.
I attended the land care meeting, I guess it was this month, and I know their representative is Commissioner Alexander. And what I was hoping, and I thought maybe you and Commissioner Alexander would speak, is it was the first land care meeting that I ever attended in the public comment section. And I got a sense of what that board is all about. And I was wondering, maybe you, as our representative, and could speak to Commissioner Alexander and maybe give you some history. There's so many different constituencies on the land care, okay? Why the tree board couldn't be considered to be one of those constituencies. Not that we should not stop what we're doing, but you've got Bearwise, you've got MRA, you've got so many different groups there to do their own thing independent of the land care. if I understood the way it worked. Why the tree board couldn't be represented on the land care. I'm not putting you on the spot. Maybe
No, I'll
it's
be
something
glad
that you
to,
and-
I'll be
and
glad to talk
Commissioner Alexander
to
can
Commissioner
speak
Alexander about that.
Yeah, okay, good, all right. I don't know if that's ever happened before, but if a tree board has ever been part of land care, or they were always independent. But just on a cursory look at it, I think we could add something to it, and whoever the chair is, me or the next person, would be able to bring stuff back to this board on a monthly basis, to hear what's going on in land care. And we can make our own report. But that's just food for thought. But it's got to be done at I'm sure, the commissioner level for that to happen. So, okay. All right. Any questions for the commissioner? No? Okay, George, a little update on you guys are busy. I was at the meeting, so we got a report here, I'm sure.
Everything that I would report's been reported that's relative to this organization. What I don't understand, Mason, and I'll talk with you afterwards, historically, why tree board was separated from land care. Because I don't know the answer to that question.
Well, I don't know. I wasn't here when land care was created. I can't tell you. I'll tell you the impression I'm under is it was to provide a way to both involve for the town to be a point person and perhaps to provide some funding for them, and also an ability for them to raise some money under the aegis of land care that would be tax deductible. So its function really didn't relate. And I think the tree board not being a part of it was just simply because land care was a town organization that was designed to serve the private institutions, these private sort of organizations out there, associations.
I think you're right. Land care is not a town organization. It is an international organization that the entities in Montreat felt like they should get together and become a part of the national organization, whereas the tree board is a town of Montreat function, and I have a sneaking suspicion that there's some potential legal issues that could be involved in keeping the tree board separate from the concept of land care.
Yeah. In the tree guide, I read about the history, and maybe Ann's probably going to say the same thing, but to be, I think, originally, because tree board is not that old. I don't think it's been in existence it has not been in existence that long. And so land care, or I don't know who they wanted Montreat declared to be a tree city. As one of the requirements to be declared a tree city, the town has to have a tree board, and they have to have funding allocated towards urban forestry, which is like Barry's salary and the tree work. So that box gets checked. But the tree board's initial establishment was to help the town qualify as a tree city, and so maintaining it. Now, the legalities and the internal, external, I can't address that.
Ann?
One of the other things that was going on at that time was land care, I know, had been in existence, and it was doing some reshuffling. There were a couple people, I think Bill Seaman and Martha Campbell, were extremely active in getting land care really moving and being more involved in the community. I know that there are 8 entities, some of which have fallen by the wayside. Initially, the thought was by the town management folk to have land care be the tree board. But that was decided not to, because at that time the political environment in Montreat was worse than it has been of late. And it needed to be separated because it was a town function. chair of the tree board could be part of the town of Montreat representation on land care. And I don't know that that ever officially became a part of it. I remember going to the meetings, but not being an official representative of the town. It just kind of, and since then, things have gotten mixed up. Like I said, some of the entities are no longer in existence. Some have come on. I think they're getting,
Okay, so,
I'm not going to talk.
so you, since, well, first of all, having gone to land care at least once and reading a little bit about it and the different entities that you talk about, I don't think anything that we're doing is redundant from what any of those particular groups are doing. Would you agree with that, George?
Very much so.
Very
And
much
I-
so.
and
You
I-
agree? Okay.
And I think what,
I'm sorry, George, I can't hear you.
it's on and I think. Anyway, Ann's observation, it's my understanding, is 180 degrees reverse. The chairman of land care is required to attend tree board, is the way it's written up in the information that I had, as opposed to somebody from the tree board becoming a representative on land care. So that's how I got involved in this. Initially, I got involved as a citizen on the tree board because I have an interest in trees, but that's a whole nother story. I don't know, the only thing I know about land care right now is the entities that are involved are the major entities that make up the community. I don't know what entities were on the initial land care that are no longer operating in Montreat.
One of them was the MRA's Wilderness Committee. I don't know where it stands. One of them was the hiking folks out through Black Mountain. And I don't know what's happened to them. And I think there were a couple other, seemed to be, what I would call lesser ones. They weren't the major ones in Montreat. When the tree board was first organized, we kept it at 3 at-large members, as we all know. It was felt that the commissioner for the environment should be serving on that committee, on the tree board, to help be the link with the town. And it was also thought, since land care was originally brought up, that to help work with land care, it would be important to have the chair of land care serve on the committee, with the chair or a designated representative from land care to help serve, because there were overlapping purposes going on. And at that time, hemlocks were supported by land care because there wasn't a tree board organized when the hemlock restoration started.
All right.
Does that help or confuse?
It helps me. I just don't want to get too far off here in the subject in terms of discussing land care. It's just my only question was, and we can talk about it for 5 more minutes. Does everybody, do we feel as a tree board, do we want to be part of land care? And then the commissioner will go back. If we don't want to be part of it, then there's no point in the commissioner speaking to their commissioner about us becoming part of the land care. So I don't know how the group feels about it. What do you think? Quick, just a quick yes. What do you? All right. Well, so we'll table this discussion. Maybe for the next meeting, but give it some thought because I think it's an important issue. I think
I've
it.
always been under the impression to keep land care non-political.
Non-political.
Non-political. I mean, like anything in Montreat is non-political.
Okay, but I mean, you're saying we're political?
No, but I think there was a movement several years ago by one of the commissioners to to identify the land care committee as a town of Montreat entity. And the original establishment of land care, if you go back to all the early documents, it is not. It was not set up. It was a community, non-political.
Oh, I see. So, and I don't want to go too far. Are the people of land care appointed by the town commissioners for terms?
Yes.
Well, then it's political in that sense, we'll say. If the members of the land care committee are appointed by the town commissioners, the way we are, we swear, we take a 2-year term, et cetera, then in that very esoteric way is a political entity.
Ed,
Yeah.
let's cut the conversation
Right.
with letting the two commissioners involved
Right.
look at it from the perspective of town council,
Right.
as opposed to us trying to figure out historically what happened
Yeah.
and where we stand now.
No, I agree with that. I just want to see if we're in favor of that discussion. If we just don't want to be part of land cares, then we don't have to be.
We work together.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
the projects are-
Well, but
What do you think?
well, I'll talk about it with Jane. It may be, you know, we aren't disconnected. I mean, we have the chairman of land care on this board, so it's not disconnected. Whether we need more connection or not is another issue, and I'll talk with Jane about it.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right, okay.
I'm just, if for some reason we need to come back, I think in the tree management guide, there's some sort of purpose statement for the tree board, and I don't know if that's official or not. And there may be a purpose statement for land care. So that
Okay.
would be
All right.
anyway.
It was officially voted on by the town of Montreat, which is the entity of the town of Montreat.
Okay. All right, so I'm going to,
You know, yeah, I've heard it both ways, but I think it is I think it has an official Montreat status because Montreat gives it money.
Yeah, land care.
The town gives land care money, so it's got some sort of official town status, whether it's an actual commit, I don't think it's a committee of the town like the tree board, but I'll get to the bottom of it
All
and
right.
report.
I thought a lot would, I know that the land care became a 501c3, so they could help channel the funds for the hemlock fund and for the hemlock restoration, is the way I understood it.
I'm not
So
sure of
there
that.
would be-
Yeah,
so-
that-
Land care is not a 501c. I can almost guarantee you, because I don't think it's a corporation. You have
That's
to
why it went
be a
through.
corporation. That's what I said. That's why I think the town, one of the reasons the town's involved is to channel contributions.
all right, so I'm going to table this discussion. I'll put it on the agenda and everybody will do their own investigation between now and the next meeting. All right, that's a good discussion. All right, Elizabeth, do you want to talk about the plant sale?
Yes, I mean, and I'll talk a little bit because I've been to a couple of the organizational meetings for what has historically been called the native plant sale, which did not happen in 2025, but is being planned and thought out for 2026. It is a subcommittee of land care.
Okay.
So Kathy Putnam is the chair of this subcommittee. I've been to 2 of the meetings, and then the plant sale was also discussed at kind of an informal gathering of a number of newcomers to the valley at the Huck. And basically, there have been numerous ideas thrown out in terms of what that event could involve and all the different organizations. Let's see, from one of the agendas, tree giveaway, treasure tree walk, certified wildlife demonstration, Flat Creek Crossing, Bearwise, Master Gardeners, Firewise, hemlock restoration with HRI and a demo, having a tea, having food, having a food truck. The list goes on and on and on.
Right,
So
right.
the ability, and Kathy has been working with both the Inn, which is an MRA. They support this event in trying to settle on a date. It looks like early April, but that I don't think has been finalized yet, and I certainly don't want to get ahead of anything that Kathy reported to Land Care. But at this point, Kathy was seeking more people who wanted to be involved. I said that I would remain involved because some of this spring event would relate to trees. Ann's also on the committee, and just has had conflicts, hadn't been able to attend the couple of meetings that we had. Typically, it's the last Tuesday morning of each month is when Kathy's trying to start slowly planning. She has a lot of information from prior sales, with the understanding that we may do the committee that's doing this may come up with something different. The difficulty of finding plant vendors, the number of other native plant sales that now exist. You know, what's the purpose? Is it community? Is it outreach outside of the valley? So anyway, it's kind of in formulation stages. Kathy is interested in coming up, I think, with a new name. So if anyone would like to be involved, or if anyone is really great at coming up with names for events, please let me know or get in touch with Kathy.
Right.
And then, I don't know, George, what did I either overstate or understate?
No, you stated it very well. You pointed out several of the problems that have caused this committee to be reformed and probably move more away from the concept of plant sale to being a community-oriented educational experience, social experience, food experience type of event. And that's kind of the direction that things are going. The plant sale as a concept was very, very successful for a number of years. And as these kinds of things happen when you get volunteers together, the people who started it moved on and somebody else took it over, and it's evolved over the years. But the last few years have become less successful in terms of community involvement than would be expected. So this is a renewal of the concept to try to provide an event for the city, not necessarily revolving around the purchase of plants.
Okay, so Elizabeth, I did read your your August 5th email.
Oh, good.
Which talks about all this. And I think as a tree board, we just have to stand by. And because you said here, they welcome tree board involvement, whatever form that takes.
Oh.
As far as how they construct their program, we're here to be part of that program, or whatever they end up calling it, native plants.
So by me being on those
Right.
and then we
Right.
can keep that link.
Right.
It might be getting the chestnut people to come get
Right.
chestnuts,
Right.
hemlock tree demonstrations. Those are the tree things
Right, right.
that I know of, because Firewise, Bearwise, all those are actually land care initiatives more than, or they're the fuzzy fall in the middle thing.
So I'm going to make this as something that's ongoing, this plant sale involvement of the tree board. And whatever that is, you'll report back to us.
I know we got involved because when we became Tree City USA, one of the requirements is an Arbor Day event.
Right.
And it was easier at that point to tag it onto the native plant sale.
Right.
Yeah, we had a presentation that was part of it, and I just wanted to add a comment to Elizabeth to pass on to whoever, to Kathy, and I'll send her an email, but if I remember. But one of the things, to the extent you've got plant sales involved or want any plant sales involved, one of the key things, and Amy and I ran it for a couple of years, way back, 10 years ago, you have to contact them this time of year. And I think part of the problem that the last few years, well, nobody's, everybody's somewhere else. Well, nobody was asking them early, I think. I don't know that to be a fact. I know we found out if you didn't ask them early, you didn't get them. And you had to get them in, October was about the latest you could get anybody to line them up for April. And if you were any later than that, they were already scheduled somewhere. So, just pass that along to Kathy.
I
and
will.
I'll try to remember to do this.
Yeah, luckily Kathy inherited from, I think Betty Douglas maybe, literally one of those plastic tote bins full of past material, and also this really nice binder, I think, that had timeline information and suggested names that I don't know exactly who put the binder together. I haven't pawed through it, but I think Kathy has spent a lot of time looking through all of this so she doesn't have to recreate the wheel. And I think the early April date, if that's what comes to pass, would be better for vendors, because like the Black Mountain sale is mid-May, then there's other things in June. So it's a little early for some plants to be blooming, but some of the smaller vendors, might bite on it. But anyway, again, it depends upon if the focus is selling or community.
Okay, so I'm going to put on the agenda for next meeting that you guys will make a report, if there is a report, on what's going on with, quote-unquote, the plant sale and what our involvement will be. And maybe you'll come back and make a recommendation to us as a board. Here's what I think we should do. Does that make sense? Okay. All right. Let's see what else is here. All right, so I guess I'm up. And the first thing is, did everybody get a copy of our names, phone numbers, email addresses I sent out after the last meeting? Okay. All right, good. Okay, good. So we got all that. Good. Just a few general announcements before I get into the Chestnut information. There is, and I'll leave it up here, this is the mail I get. October 8th through the 11th of 2025, there's a thing called a Certificate in Spiritual Formation, the Spiritual Wisdom of Trees and Lessons. So I'll leave it here for your, I don't think it's actually held here in Asheville. I think it's a little bit of travel involved, but maybe there's a Zoom link or something, and I'll leave that here. It's called the Spiritual Wisdom of Trees, Lessons from Our Elders, Certificate in Spiritual Formation, October 8th through the 11th. It's an expensive program if you're interested.
Isn't that here at the inn?
Oh, is it? Maybe. I never went that far.
Are they staying here?
Well, there's $450 registration, and oh, you're right, it is. I'm sorry, it says here the program will be, I'll leave it here. The program will be 5:30 on Wednesday, free time to enjoy the beauty of Monterey Conference Center. So that is in this town. So it's right here. I'll leave it here for anybody interested, unless you already know about it, okay? So that's that piece of information. I've been getting all the mail now from Gene that would come to Brad about the tree board certification, okay? Okay, so I haven't looked into it. If there's anybody here that wants to investigate what our responsibilities are to apply again and be certified again, I would be open to somebody from the board. Yeah, it's time to do something. It's time for application. Here's the guidance, here's the dates, here's the contact information, what we have to do, maybe pull the information from our files here. So you contact me if you're interested. I won't sit here and ask everybody to raise their hand now, but I have it. It needs to be done. I'll do it if I have to, but if somebody else or a team of us wants to do it, but this has to be done. So call me and let me know, and I'll share this with you, okay? That's a tree sit, and that may answer some of your questions as far as Arbor Day requirements and things like that, okay? Okay, good. All right, wonderful. Okay, all right, what else is here? There's another program coming up here, which I've been emailed on. It's called, and remember a couple meetings ago, a woman made a presentation about the Swannanoa Valley Wildlife and Habitat Stewards. And they're having a program on September 25th. So that flyer's here if you're interested in attending. Sounds like a fun organization, okay? So that's here. All right, so that's all that information. So, but the last thing I want to report on, other than I talked about it, came to the land care meeting, and I told some of them what we do. Ashley was here with me, by the way, and she talked about the hemlocks. We were in the public comment section, and I talked a little bit about what the tree board does, and they were all pretty interested, and that was good. I don't think a lot of them really knew of us, to be honest with you. So I've spent some time, that's all, with the Chestnut people. In the last couple of weeks, I've actually been out to their office up in North Asheville. Your name came up many times, by the way. Okay? It did. Okay? I said, I know her very well. I talked to a woman named Jen and a couple other people. I have names written here. Okay. Yeah. And and I don't know if anybody's aware of this. This is how it kind of got started again. I got an email from Alice Lenz that she has a certified chestnut tree on her property. They have tested it, they have done this, they have done that, they have come out, and they have certified it is a chestnut tree. a real one. I guess not a hybrid, but a real one. Okay, and yeah, so that kind of started the process going. And just a little fun fact, George, you probably know this, it's chestnut harvest time. Am I right? Right now, they're harvesting the chestnuts. Yeah, I found that out just by going out to their office, whatever that means. But they have a tremendous interest in coming back into Montreat based on this finding. Okay? Okay? They run an incredible amount of programming, which we can't take advantage of. Okay? I've got all the information here, won't bother everybody with it. I mean, they do tremendous amount of outreach. And they are willing to bring their show on the road to Montreat. They talked about, she told me, maybe we can find a spot in Montreat to do a grove of chestnut trees. All kinds of stuff. I mean, it was kind of exciting. And I told her what's behind it, other than our interest in chestnuts, is that we had a member, Brad Hester, who had tremendous interest, and we've actually received some contributions in his memory to the tree board, where the town has, so there may be a little bit of money there. So I don't want to go through all this information they gave me about what they do, because you can review it on your own. But I think it's something that we as a board, me as a chair, or anybody else who wants to, should really build some type of relationship with this group. They have a lot of interest in Montreat. I continue.
I will say that when we first joined American Chestnut Foundation and started taking up so much money, they were very supportive of what we were doing. It's when this property was being landscaped, and they donated 4 trees, I believe it was, to the town. Our public works people worked around town, figured out where the best locations would be, where they thought the best locations were according to paperwork and scientific stuff. And they donated an information sign to us. That got taken out, I believe. And I know it was part of what was lost by the rain down here in the flooding by the creek. So there have been very supportive in the past, have wanted to work with us. We kind of lost it.
Yeah, that's basically what they told me.
Yeah,
So we're going to rebuild that,
good.
okay? I mean, I don't want to go up all the information they gave me on chestnuts, but they'll do all the hard work.
Yeah. And
They will do all, they've already done the hard work.
Oh, yeah, they've come, we had plans to have something here
Right.
in, I think, I can't remember if it's 21 or 22, but COVID raised its ugly head again. And we had to cancel out the whole thing about 2 weeks before. But we were going to have a full-fledged event.
That's, I think, how your name came up.
Yeah.
You're exactly right. So I'm going to leave some of this information here if everybody wants it about the chestnuts and what they do and how they do it. They come out, they do a presentation. They have what they call learning boxes. I mean, they'll give us trees, they'll give us seedlings, they'll give us whatever we need. It's a big operation, by the way. I mean, they're not some little,
We talked about a tree a couple of years ago.
yeah, they're open to all this. They have a big operation out in North Asheville. Yeah. Yes, George.
And they were here at the last plant sale with a very good display
Yeah.
and a conversation and so forth.
Okay, good. So,
They gave Patty a chestnut tree for our trail site, which I planted and very, I guess not so smart, marked. And within 10 days, somebody had excavated the tree, and there's somebody in Montreat has a chestnut tree that's not a part of our trail.
okay.
So
All right.
you
Well,
plant
that sounds
chestnut
very
trees,
encouraging.
don't mark them.
This sounds very,
We simply buy at plant store.
okay. So I think the main thing I want to leave the meeting with is that we should continue to build this relationship again with them. Now that I've seen them face to face and met with them a number of times in their office.
I think the property that you've been talking about
Right.
using as a public garden would
Right.
make a beautiful chestnut
Well, I spoke to
forest.
them about that. That was my next comment. You read my mind. That I mentioned it. They
Yes.
said, wow, that was their interest. Wow. That was their one comment.
That would be a great place.
So,
And I'd like to see if we can have them off the ground, also keep working, try and rebuild our connection with the college on that. where the orchard was down on the Black Mountain property, but I don't know what's happened to all of that with the leak, because I know they had so much damage down there from the flood.
Okay,
So,
fall, okay,
but it was amazing.
Okay,
I'll
Yes.
just throw out that October 4th, I think, is Chestnut Day, and the North Carolina Arboretum is doing or it's around Chestnut Day. It's doing some sort of festival, and the chestnut, I'm sure it's the same people are going to be over at the North
Right.
Carolina Arboretum, October 4th, with vendors and whatever, so. They'll be part of that if for some reason someone wants to just see what are they doing now or touch base with them on a casual basis. It's a pretty sight.
so, okay, good. George, so you're the tree expert. You know the site, we visited.
Yeah,
Would that be able to grow chestnut trees?
as far as I know.
Okay, all right, so maybe that is our, you know.
And
You suggest that as sort of a chestnut nursery? that we
Yeah, I mean,
plant there and-
you know, it all comes together.
Get mature?
Yeah. And I like that. If the tree board's going to be involved with that plot of land, then that's a tree focus, which I think helps us kind of stay in our lane.
Mm-hmm. Okay,
And it's more
Okay,
manageable
good.
in terms of the
All
people
right.
that live around it, although
Okay.
chestnut burrs are pretty prickly, so.
so what I think I'll do between now and the next board meeting, other than you guys, whoever wants to be involved in this, not with me, but involved with it, call me after the meeting, and we'll get it together, and I'll share all this with you. In the meantime, what I'll do is I will invite them to come back to Montreat, all right? Show them this spot, okay, that we've talked and identified, and try to just build something, you know? Does that sound like a plan? Okay, all right. Oh, they like selling plaques, by the way, as well. They love selling plaques. They did talk to me about that as well. But I said, okay, that's down the road. Okay, so that's exciting. So we got I'm almost at the end, unless have any questions for me. So we got a lot out of this meeting today. Where are my notes? So we got we're going to do the Arbor Day thing. We're going to get involved with the plant sale. We're going to do a treasure tree walk. We're going to build this relationship with the Chestnut Foundation or whatever they're called, okay? That's a lot of work for a group this size, but it's very exciting. Any other questions? That's about all I have, really. But creating opportunities, and my theory's always been, you only bring people together, but when you bring people together, you really create opportunities that come out of just bringing people together. So that's what's happening. And, you know, being where I come from, I was a salesperson. I sold my product. I sold life insurance door to door. I knocked on doors for 40 years. So I actually, waiting for people to call me back, I went out to their office and met with them. And you catch everybody in the office, and it kind of moves things forward very quickly.
You have to make a connection.
Yeah, you have to make that face-to-face, so it's working. Okay, so thank you all, unless you have any questions for me.
Did you have down election of tree board?
Oh, you're right, I forgot about that. Did we elect the secretary last time? I mean, did we elect the secretary at our last meeting? No. Okay, so I don't mind taking the notes unless we officially need it. The notes, the minutes you saw, they weren't the greatest, but it's just kind of the highlights of what we talked about. You guys are all so busy. I'm making notes as we go. I'm happy to continue to do it, if you guys are okay with that. We don't, you know.
We're okay, but Ashley's not here, so I'm open to electing her.
Okay. All right, okay. She would do it, by the way.
That's the trick, is
Yeah, right. She would do it. You know what, I'll mention it to her, okay? I mean, I don't know why she...
No, I'll move, we elect Ashley secretary.
Oh, okay.
Then you accept it.
Okay, fine. All right, fine.
Second.
Okay. All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
I'll call her again. I'm not sure why she didn't come to.
Check to make sure nobody's against it.
Yeah. Anyone against? Any nays? No. Okay, all right. Ashley, based on her acceptance, will be the secretary of the tree board. Okay? Okay, great. All right. Anything else? Any general announcements from anybody else? Other than what we talked about?
I was going to say, the one other thing that I saw was on October 1st, the Hemlock Restoration Initiative. They're doing a hemlock demonstration treatment from 1 to 4 on Wednesday, October 1st. And if anybody just wants to learn how to do it, it's a short, sweet. It's over at Lake Junaluska.
Okay.
Lake Junaluska. Lake Junaluska.
Junaluska, I'm sorry.
So it's,
Great. Do some of these things need to be put on the Montreat weekly email? Other than telling the 4 or 5 of us, or 6 of us, I mean. Do we need to share the 10-1 date, the 10-4 date with the town, or is that unnecessary?
I don't know, is
No.
it?
And I think we could do an announcement for the community announcements as well, with the conference center, let people know.
In the conference?
I could put it on the, I could just, I mean, a lot of, I don't know that it rises to the level of the Montreat Minute type thing, but it could go on one of the Montreat Facebook or the Google, that Google group or whatever, you know, you could
Yeah.
drop it there.
I mean, we're only looking for the 1 or 2 or 3 people that say, hey, it's tree board, that sounds interesting, maybe I'll get involved. And
As
call
a
them.
community announcement, I think we can tap into some of those sources, and what are they gonna say, no? Can we go someplace?
You know what? I just gave Ashley her first responsibility. Let her tap those resources as secretary, other than taking minutes once a month. Okay? So she just got her first assignment. Okay, there you go. Thinking like you, Mason. Okay. All right, any other general announcements from the board? Okay, our next meeting is, not that you, is October, sorry, I had it written down, but October the 8th. Or I'm sorry, October 7th. October 7th is a Tuesday at 9 a.m. Okay.
I don't think I'll be here.
Okay.
I'm arriving back from a trip later that day, flying in, so I'm
Okay. All right.
not being in town.
Okay. All right. Can I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved?
Okay, moved and second. All those in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed? No. We are adjourned at 10:02 a.m. Thank you all for coming. Thanks for all your hard work.
Good job, Mr. Chairman.
Yeah, thank you, all your hard work. We've got lots going on, all good stuff. Okay, I have all the Chestnut information. You guys, here's some brochures, some extra ones, if anybody wants them.
Miscellaneous tree facts.
Okay, I can leave them here. If not, I'll take them back. And I'll be in touch with you between now and the next meeting.
I've got to say,
Take one of these.
Yes, sure.
Okay, let me resend
Want any
you
of this?
this one, because I don't know that I edited the tree as much as the history.
Take whatever you want.
And
I'm
then
getting ready for this trip. I will not have time to get the, we're going on a bike trip to,
Random facts about trees.
Oh, nice.
in the Alpen area.
Okay, very
Not up in the,
When you leave.
But I don't want it to be in
the
but it's kind of
24th.
hard to
Okay,
know,
goes
like,
back to
what's the
7th.
most important
Nice trip.
information about the
Very
tree.
nice, okay. Okay, we'll see, I'll see you around town for that. Okay, anybody want any, here's some extra brochures on the American Chestnut, everybody wants them. If whoever is interested, call me and we'll make the next step. In the meantime, I'm going to call them.
I may go to the Chestnut thing over at the Arboretum
take whatever
just to
you
see.
Okay. Do you think I should invite them to the next meeting?
You could have a speaker, I mean, yeah.
Just to make a
sure.
presentation of us, or I'll meet with them before.
Sure, I think because are we all turned off?
Now, I need to first look and see what extends. If it's not, we want to sort of reason.
All bad hair day.
Yeah, and the town, as my understanding, has land, which has land here.
Over the years, I
Yes.
have gone to such
So that's what it's got to have some affiliate, but I'll get to the bottom of it. But I'm not sure why we need it personally. Haven't thought about it until I raised this. I think you're here
so why do we need to be there? I mean, there needs to be a liaison. I don't know what we need.
Like you said, it's been long enough.
The thought that I was we never discussed it.
They don't want to have, they don't even notice the meetings and all that. I know where you're going. And you're right, they don't want to have it. You were the record law and all that other stuff. Yeah.
You want me to find a current application, and then make it all.
Where you going?
Let's do this now.
I gotta go.
Where you going?
Oh, I'm gonna go to Eastern Springs, near Mont Blanc.
What I would do is go on to I'll look and see what I can.
All right, let me
I
know.
may
Right
have,
there?
I may have to ask for
And you want this about the,
Like skip them?
No, it's a tour, yeah, hiking tour, provides some. We're not sure. We spent all last week in Tennessee, we got back Saturday night. For about 8 days riding every day.
I really enjoy working.
Yeah, that was really tough, because she had not really been on, she had not been on a bike, she'd been on a car down there on a tree, but not a bike. And so we just got her back on the bike, we actually rode the place where she had the wreck. And she's still getting over the anxiety of all that.
So it's not a electric bike, it's gonna be a regular bike?
No, it'll be electric. They're electric. But, I mean, that's part of the problem. The electrics are great, but they're a little bit harder to handle. And you've got to deal with the weight. So they're great. We like them. We have some that's very affordable.
Hey, this is New York Times, to see the New York City.
So she's good. She's still going down, now, where she had the wreck was a totally flat area between Greenfield and Cornfield. But, we do a lot of hill rides, in Tennessee, and we did some because this is right next to the Alps, in preparation for it. And the downhill slopes, so it had nothing to do with the wreck. She is just giving me. Particularly when there's a slope. So I don't know. She made a lot of progress in that area.
They're just saying, Jason Street. Okay, so you know,
Today,
today's a gift.
Today's a gift.
As I told you yesterday, doesn't have this one day at a time, it has this 1 hour at a time.
when it's like, she helped me with the 1 hour at a time, she like, saw me out digging. We started out digging, we invaded, she and I were talking, and Clay's over there just, like land weeds, it's like that stupid, that's what the problem is, that Japanese, silk grouse, silk grouse, something like that, oh man, if you pull it down, if you have it, if you pull it down, it's an animal, pull it down, you get it before it seeds. So you know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah, say it again to me.
Silva grouse.
Silva, okay.
That's the low growing.
Okay.
I've got,
Invasive?
it's invasive, yeah, it's, he inherits in this. Did you have to see it? And that's where Clay was over there. And I'm like, pull it down and. At least I wear pretty panties. It's
You got a big beak, you know what I mean?
That's right. It's that one. There's like low mounds of it. Every year it has these little bitty tiny roots, and you probably have it. If you pull one plant, you pull out a quarter of an acre. It's-
Wow.
Yeah. You
Well,
get
we're
it
like
out.
that mint,
But it's an annual